Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode number 4 of my podcast, And So It Goes with Morgan Shay. This is a test episode. The first 5 episodes are test episodes where I'm testing audio equipment, lighting, etc. Thank you guys so much for all of your feedback last week. I uploaded the first 2 episodes of And So It Goes only on YouTube. Last week we did it on Facebook. We're going to do it again this week on Facebook. There just seems to be more people on Facebook on Saturday night. So we're going to do it live here on Facebook, and it will be uploaded on my YouTube channel tomorrow. So if you do not have time to watch it tonight, fear not. Fear not. It will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. We are going to be sipping some wine, and we're going to be talking about some drama from the interwebs this week that happened. And for me personally, I don't know about you, but when it has to do with the health of human beings or animals, I find that to be just a little bit more than drama, don't you? Yes. So if you read the title of this lovely episode 4 podcast, you know we're going to be talking about Chef Pie, the pink sauce lady from TikTok. If you've been under a rock or you don't have TikTok and you don't know what we're talking about, Chef Pie claims to be an independent chef, meaning that she goes in people's homes and cooks for them, okay? That's neither here nor there. There's no one who's come forward and said she's ever cooked for them. Neither has she ever said, like, people. Like, she's never said, I cooked for freaking Rachel Zoe. I've cooked for this person, Shaquille O'Neal, whatever. She's never come out and said that she has been a chef for a specific person. Neither has a specific person come out and said that she's cooked for them. But as we know, if it's spoken on the internet, it's true. Oh yeah. So 20 days ago, according to Chef Pie, she invented the pink sauce. Now, for those of you guys who aren't familiar with this situation, you may be asking yourself, the pink sauce? Wow, that sounds enchanting. What is it, Morgan? It's watered down ranch. You heard that right, kids. You heard it here first. It's watered down ranch. So I watched about up 10 million reviews, and I would say the overall most common label that's been put on it or description is watered down ranch. So that's what we're going to be going with on this podcast. Now, everything that is said in this podcast episode is, number 1, my opinion. Number 2, everything said in this podcast is alleged. Everything we're saying is allegedly. My opinion, it's alleged, and this podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Boom! We're not getting sued today. Nay, we're not. This is my opinion. This is a review, if you will, okay? So, she comes up with this sauce. She puts it on TikTok, and of course, anytime that you color dye anything on the internet, it blows up. Well, her pink sauce did just that. Sure did. Blew up on the internet to the point to where a little light bulb popped over Miss Pie's head, and she thought, I should sell this sauce. That's what I'll do. I'll sell this sauce. So she puts it in bottles with little yellow lids, makes labels that says the pink sauce, has ingredients list, calorie list, everything, and puts it on a website. How much does it sell for, you ask? Are you ready for this? I hope you're sitting. And if you're driving, you might want to pull over for this. This is a basic sauce to dip your nuggets in, to dip your carrots in. This is a basic sauce, you guys, that you could get at the grocery store. However, and it's in the same bottle that your Heinz ketchup comes in, your Duke's mayonnaise comes in. It's in that squeezy tube type of bottle. You guys, it's $20. 20 doll hairs, ladies and gentlemen, for a sauce. Plus shipping. So, of course, people are so influenced these days. People start to buy this sauce. It's selling out overnight. It's selling out. She then restocks it overnight, which, come here. That doesn't happen. Did you hear me? Oh, you didn't? That doesn't happen unless you're creating something out of your freaking house. Okay? Just saying. People are ordering it, and then all of a sudden, these reviews start to pop up on TikTok. I'm sure everyone's FYP last week was full of people trying the pink sauce. And people are saying, oh, it's watered down ranch. It's a sweet watered down ranch. It's a sweet watered down ranch, or whatever. One lady even said, man, it really showed up kind of clumpy. Bitch. When I tell you what is in this ranch, and you think back to what I just said, the lady who said it showed up clumpy, I want you to remember what I'm about to tell you, okay? So a week goes by, days even, and people are coming on TikTok saying, I am so incredibly sick. I have the Hershey squirts from this pink sauce. I have food poisoning from this pink sauce. Blah, 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 blah. Do you want to know what one of the main ingredients in the pink sauce is? Milk. 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 Milk, milk, milk. Okay, as in dairy? As in fucking milk? As in you keep refrigerated? Okay. So let me get this straight, okay? Let me get this straight. You created a sauce 20 days ago, which we only found out she created it 20 days ago yesterday when she put up her YouTube video. You created a sauce 20 days ago. You claim that it's been approved by everybody. You claim that all the ingredients are non-preservatives. It's all good for you. Yay, yay, yay. When you say that it has no preservatives in it and that it's good for people, that's not dairy. And number two, when you order dairy, okay? So let's say, for example, has anybody watching this podcast, let me know in the comments below, have you ever ordered your food from Amazon, like a place that delivers it to your door? Amazon, Whole Foods, like a lot of those places that will deliver it to your door, the food shows up with dry ice. Kind of like the farmer's dog food shows up in a cooler with dry ice. Why, you may ask? Because milk spoils. The second that milk gets hot and stays hot, it spoils. If it's warm, that's different, okay? You can warm milk and feed it to your child, yes. However, milk that stays hot, it eventually starts to curdle up, okay? And that milk spoils. So when she created this sauce that has milk in it, like its main ingredient is milk, nor is the milk listed on the ingredients list. Well, that's actually wrong. And again, all this is alleged. I'm not getting sued today. This is all my opinion. Entertainment purposes only. La, 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 la. Some people's ingredient list says milk. Some people's does not. So I guess you can eeny, meeny, miny, mo what's going to be on your ingredient list. Your guess is as good as hers, apparently. But it all has milk in it. So let's say she's shipping out from New Jersey. I live in Tennessee, okay? Let's say I buy standard shipping, which is 2 to 7 days, okay? So I spend my $20. I spend my $7 on shipping. I'm spending $30 for a sauce. A sauce. Okay? Not a good barbecue sauce. Not a good rub. Nay. Not a hot sauce that is going to burn your poo-poo. I'm literally buying a pink sauce off TikTok. Don't judge me, okay? My sauce gets here. I really did not buy the sauce. I'm speaking for the people who did, just to be clear. I thought about it, but I did not. And the only reason I thought about it was for this podcast. People get their sauce. They put it on their chicken McNuggets. Okay. They say it tastes like watered down ranch. Okay. Tastes like watered down ranch. Then they come on TikTok the next day or a couple days later and say, hey, I've had the runs for days. I've had the runs since I ate that sauce. I had food poisoning. They're showing doctor's notes, ER notes, all of these things. It takes a week for Chef Pie to comment or say anything in regards to people talking about her sauce. Cut to yesterday. This is where things get good. Now, keep in mind, for the past week, articles have been written daily, multiple a day. Everybody's talking about this. This is a very live action topic. Everybody is talking about it because you created something for humans to ingest. For example, if I was going to create a lash line and I used mink lashes, okay? And I put on the box that it's vegan and cruelty-free. These lashes are vegan and cruelty-free. That would be a lie. That would be a lie because I'm using mink lashes. My brand will not be using mink lashes. If you just missed that, I just announced that I'm coming out with a lash line. You heard it here first. Anyways, so she comes out with this YouTube video yesterday. Now, the main problem that I have with, I would say 95% of influencers or people on the internet is or just humans in general, is their ability to take accountability. It seems that that is something that has been lost with time. That is the same as chivalry. It's dead. People just do not know how to take account. It's like not within their soul to take accountability. It's not within their personality. So she makes this YouTube video. It's an hour long, and she not only films the video, she edits the video, she uploads it onto her channel, turns the comments off, as most influencers do when they're saying an apology or taking accountability or whatever the case. And in this video, she claims, guys, you all are judging a prototype. You're judging a prototype. Listen, ma'am. Hey, ma'am, you there in the back selling the pink sauce. You do not sell prototypes. That is not a thing. That is not a thing. You might give family and friends prototypes. For example, let's go back to the lash line that I'm going to come out with. I will have friends and family test these lashes to see which ones that I like best, but I also want to see what other eye shapes and other people feel about the different lashes. I want to have 5 pairs in the first line, and I want it to be a variety. Those are prototypes. Over there in that box is a bunch of prototypes. I would then not come online and say, hey guys, $20 a pair. That's nowhere near how much I'm going to charge. They're going to be $5 a pair. But nonetheless, I would not go online and say, hey guys, here's my lashes that are prototypes. So I don't know if they're good or not, but I'm going to let you guys try them anyway. The only difference here is, Chef Pie, is that you created food. You created something that humans are meant to ingest. And now you've uploaded a YouTube video where you're calling it a prototype. That's not a thing, baby. No. No. People don't sell their prototypes. You don't see on Facebook Marketplace, let's just shoot something out in the dark here. Printer, prototype. May work, may not, question mark, $100. That's just not a thing. That doesn't exist. That doesn't exist. The lashes over here that may make it into my line are prototypes. I would never let any one of my followers even sample that. I would much less sell those. Those are prototypes. If this sauce is a prototype, then why did you create a website for it? Why did you create an ingredients list for it? Why did you put a price on it and let millions of people buy it? That's not a prototype, baby. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Mm-mm. A prototype is basically a version of the product that you are hoping to sell. Okay? There may be many variations of that prototype. It may change colors, sizes, whatever, depending on what you're selling. In your case, it's food. It's food. It's meant for humans to ingest. There were people on TikTok letting their kids dip their nuggets in this sauce. And then for you to create a YouTube video saying that it was a prototype, that's not how it works. Then people started to pay closer attention and read the ingredients list. They started to look up these ingredients and realize the ingredients are misspelled. Not only are they misspelled, but some people have sent this sauce off to be tested in labs. Did you know you could do that? Absolutely you can with anything. You can send your dog's food off to a lab, have it tested, and find out every single chemical or anything that is inside of your dog's food. I recommend you do it. It's like $10. You can test anything in your home. You can send your child's baby food. You could send your dog food and pay them to test that product. I know one video I seen was a girl who's in college. She is a scientist. Literally been in college for like 8 years, and she's a scientist, and she tested it at her lab. And allegedly, some of the ingredients that are on the list are not in the product. And there's way more ingredients in said product that are not listed on the ingredients list. There's all kind of theories of, oh, well, it's ketchup mixed with ranch, which makes sense because from what I've heard, it is a very, very much tomato-y, like sweet ranch, which if you were to put ketchup in ranch, it would be sweet because ketchup is sweet. So it's a prototype, she says. Okay, well, that just doesn't make any sense because you're selling the product. So that's that. But then you go on to say, you guys are judging it. Yes, you sold it. These people bought it with their money. If it was a product, and let's just say you did want your fans or supporters to be the ones to test your prototype, you would send it to them for free. They would be doing you a service. It wouldn't be them paying $20 plus shipping. And keep in mind, the shipping, I believe, for some people went into the upwards of $18, depending on how quickly you wanted the product sent to your home. Now, let's go over packaging, because packaging here is important. And I don't think that she went to the store and bought a shit ton of Heinz ketchup bottles. That's not what I'm saying here. However, I do think that the bottles look similar. But all the people saying that these are just reused Heinz ketchup bottles, that's just unrealistic. She's definitely ordered the bottles. The lids are yellow. These are special made bottles. Not only that, well, they're not special made. They are, so, okay. A lot of people may not know this unless you are coming out with a makeup line or you know the makeup industry, but there are component lists. So whether it be lipstick, a ketchup bottle, hairspray, whatever, there are component lists. There are basic modules, which means that that's the basic type of component that you would find. So the basic type of lipstick component, the basic type of ketchup component, the basic type of hairspray component. Then you can go outside that realm and you can custom components, which cost a lot more money, because then you're creating your own design. Somebody has to make a blueprint of that design. Then you have to find people who can actually deposit that design and all these things. You also have to trademark your design. It's a whole other process. So it does make sense for her to use a basic module, a basic component, because this is her first product. So why would she create a custom component? I wouldn't personally, until I knew that my business was going to be a success. But in the beginning of your business, you're most definitely not going to do a custom component for the better part. I'm sure there are out there, but for the better part, no. You're going to use basic components. I was able to find about 60 different Amazon links to the exact components she used, where you can change the color of the cap, you can change the color of the bottle, all kinds of things. The labels wasn't hard to find either, allegedly. Again, this is all alleged. Okay, I'm not getting sued today. No. The labels that says the pink sauce, you can get those done on Amazon. You can get up to like 5,000 labels. The thing is that allegedly, in my personal opinion, I feel that she typed out her ingredients list herself. If you were to print off, like, okay, so let's say that you actually were manufacturing this sauce. So you had a warehouse that was approved through the FDA, and you were actually manufacturing this sauce in a legal way. That label would already be mass produced. So there would be a person in your warehouse that all they did would be stuck the back label on the bottle. That would mean that every single label would say the exact same thing. The only thing that would change on the label would be the expiration date, and that would change daily. But everything else on that back label would be exactly the same, and it would be mass produced, meaning they would print out like 5,000 labels a day and put them on the back of your bottle. The reason why, allegedly, in my personal opinion, I do not believe she has a warehouse is because if you don't know anything about production, then this might be new to you, but those labels would all match. The only thing that would be different would be the expiration date, and that's it. Everything else would be exactly the same, and that's not what we're seeing here. There's like 16 people's videos that ordered their product on the exact same day, and their labels don't even match. They don't even match. The ingredients are completely off on theirs as well. And the biggest thing is milk isn't listed. And this is super important, especially when she's saying there's no preservatives, there's no artificial this, it's all natural, blah, 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 blah. If you're selling to a demographic that purchases all natural vegan food, and you put dairy in that and you didn't let them know, you could end up with someone who is extremely allergic to dairy, or who is, extremely sensitive to dairy, wind up with your product and get extremely sick. Not only that, when you transport dairy, cheese, milk, yogurt, cottage cheese, etc., when you're shipping it to someone from one state or one place to another, even if it's in the same state, same city, doesn't matter, it has to be shipped with dry ice. Why does it have to be shipped with dry ice? Because milk spoils, dairy spoils very, very quick with heat. Just the other day, I got an Amazon package, went and picked it up, and it was hot to the touch. And baby, that was not food. It's 100+ degrees outside every day. Today, I recorded it in my car. When I got in my car, it was 106 in Knoxville. Mail usually runs in the middle of the day. Let's say you ordered that sauce. You didn't know it had milk in it, because most people did not. But it does. It has milk in it. It sits outside on your front stoop all day until you get home from work. Let's say it sits there from 2 p.m. till 7 o'clock at night when you get home. That's 5 hours. 5 hours that milk, essentially milk, has sat on your front porch. But what if you didn't know it had milk in it? What if you didn't know that? Because one lady literally squirted it onto her chicken nuggets and fries and said, wow, this is like got like cottage cheese like texture in it. That's clabbered milk. That's spoiled milk. The second she bit into it, she was like, this ain't right. This is like spoiled milk. Because it was, allegedly. During the pandemic, there was a point where I had really bad anxiety of even doing grocery pickup. So Chris, for me, one week, let me go onto Amazon and order food. It was through Whole Foods, and they delivered it to my doorstep. They didn't have any availability for deliver that day, so it was going to be delivered the next day at 12 o'clock. When that showed up to my door, no one knocked or anything. They left it at my door. I got a notification from Amazon. My Alexa went off. Alexa, stop. My Ashmeksha went off and told me that I had a notification and said that my groceries are at the door. But if I wasn't home or whatever, it wouldn't have mattered, because when I opened up the box, it was with dry ice all the way around it. That is how you transport food. That is how food is supposed to be delivered, especially when it has something inside of it that can spoil. If it was just ketchup, it'd be fine. A lot of people don't even put ketchup in their refrigerator. If it was Worcestershire sauce, anything that you see setting on the shelf in the store that's not in the refrigerator section, until it's opened, it doesn't necessarily have to be shipped with dry ice. Not necessarily. But when it's getting up into the hundreds of degrees, I would, especially when you're talking like mayonnaise, ranch, stuff that's got eggs and stuff in it, I would most definitely want that to be shipped in like a dry ice cooler. These are things that you have to prep for when you start a business and when you start a product. That's why it should take time to come out with anything, even if it's a lash line. You should take said time to come up with that product, to come up with your business. What do you want it to be like? Do you want it, do you want the boxes to be pink? Do you want them to be blue? Do you want them to be gold? Do you want them to be silver? What do you want the boxes to look like? What do you want the font to look like on your boxes? What kind of shipping are you going to offer? Are you going to do a warehouse, or are you going to do it out of your house at first? How many different styles or how many different options or colors are you going to come out with? Is it going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5? These are things that you have to think of. And then if it's going to be something that a human's going to ingest, is it FDA approved? Are your ingredients accurate? Have you tested shipping? Have you shipped it to anyone? These are all things you have to think about when you're starting a business. Are you using a production company, or are you producing it out yourself? Is everything under your own roof in the beginning, which is fine. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's fine. But if it's food, it's a different ball game. I mean, when it's food, you're talking, the different ratios of different ingredients. You're talking about sanitization at that point. You're talking about the way that it's shipped out. Is it being shipped out appropriately? Depending on what ingredients are in that. Is it something that's going to spoil in 100-degree weather? Because that's the type of weather we got going on right now. And then if things do go south, the way that you handle it and your response to it is a huge, huge of the utmost importance. So when you say that we are judging a prototype, I have a problem with that. A lot of people do, because a prototype is not something that you sell. A prototype is usually something that only yourself, maybe your spouse, maybe a couple family members even know exist, because it's a prototype. I would never open up my website and say prototype for sale, especially $20. Maybe if you wanted some of your followers' input. But see, food, this is where I just don't even think that that's acceptable. Because when it's food, that's a different ball game. So then she makes this YouTube video, and then today, someone called the FDA on her. If you're unfamiliar with the FDA, that's the Food and Drug Association. Their stamp of approval is very, very important when it comes to food and drugs. Why, you may ask? I'll tell you why. Because their stamp of approval means, hey, we are a bunch of really genius scientists, and we say that this is safe for you to ingest. So when you say verbally that it's FDA approved, that means a lot. That means a lot, because that means that the Food and Drug Association of the United States has put their stamp of approval on your product. But then when people are getting food poisoning and they're calling the FDA and saying, hey, I don't see anywhere on this product that it's FDA approved, but the person who created it claims that it is. Is it? And then they literally made a visit to her home and she showed it on a live. This is just so dangerous and foul. Like, I couldn't imagine even doing that with lashes, much less a food product. A product, like I said, that is meant for a human to ingest into their bodies. That is the most, not only invasive thing to just be careless with, but that is just the most disrespectful thing and dangerous thing to be so willy-nilly, loosey-goosey with. Like, and I feel that she's showing no remorse whatsoever. In her video, in my personal opinion, I do not see one bit of remorsefulness. I do not see one bit of any type of care or anything. Like, she just seems to be so like, and it's a prototype. Yeah, there's some misspelling, but stuff's gonna happen with your first product. We've seen what happened with da-da-da. Well, the difference in da-da-da and you is they didn't come out with food. You're coming out with food. That's a problem. That's a problem, especially if you want your business to be worth a shit, because at this point, you've now lost any credibility that you would have had to begin with. Your credibility is kaput because now you've given thousands of people food poisoning. And this is just some, this should be not only a warning, but a message to some people who are so easily influenced that the second that someone that they like on the internet comes out with a product, they're so quick to order it. When it's food or anything, let's just be a little bit more cautious of the people we support and also the purchases that we make. Why would you spend $20 on a sauce that you have not even... Here's the thing. The first 100 or 200 people to order the damn sauce had never even seen a review of the sauce aside from Chef Pie. So you're ordering a sauce off of her word, which, do not get me wrong, it's not the people who ordered the sauce's fault. I do feel that people are very easily influenced, and I feel like people should be use a little bit more of their common sense when ordering things off the internet, especially food, especially things that you're going to ingest, and especially, like I said, the lady who let her kid eat the pink sauce on her chicken nuggets, and then her kid got food poisoning. How pissed would you be? How pissed would you be if you ordered a sauce off of a chef's TikTok page and then you put it on your chicken nuggets and you let your kid have a bite and they get food poisoning? I would be livid. I would be livid. So, comes out with the YouTube video, calls it a prototype. Okay, well, it's not a prototype because you were selling it. And a prototype, like I said, is meant for your eyes. That is a prototype. That is a sample of a product you're creating. That is taking zero accountability per usual, which influencers love to do that. They love to, just take zero accountability and shove all of the blame. Well, you shouldn't have bought it. It's just a prototype. Why are you judging a prototype? It's not a prototype, baby. It's not a prototype, baby. You were selling it on your website that you created with labels that you made. What are you talking about? Then you claim that it's FDA approved. So, of course, people are like, okay, well, this is FDA approved, but where is the FDA stamp of approval? If it's approved by the FDA, which, again, that's the Food and Drug Association. If it is, there should be some type of, certificate of authentication, like a stamp on the product or something. There's nothing. So then people are like calling the FDA like, hey, Hey girlie, so I bought this pink sauce on TikTok. I'm sure you've heard of it. And she said it's FDA approved, but it's making me really sick. Is it like for real FDA approved? And they're like, okay, we'll look into it. So they show up and knock on her house, her door. Knock, knock, knock. Hey. And she, of course, starts recording it. Because why? Clout. That's why. Clout, 100%. So she starts recording it and going live and all of these things, and they're like, we need you to show the proof that this was FDA approved. She's like, sure, hold on 1 minute. There's no proof. You putting in an application for it to be FDA approved is not FDA approved. I can bag up Dolly's turd out in the grass right now, send it to the FDA, and put in an application for that to be FDA approved. That does not mean that I can then go online, create a website, and sell my dog shit online for $20 plus shipping and say that it's FDA approved. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. So, yeah. For everyone asking about my thoughts, I think that it's super dangerous. Not only do I think it's super dangerous, I think that it's super immature. She has a very big, large lack of accountability. And if she wants any spot on the internet or to be any type of influence to people, she really needs to change her ways up, because this is just not the way to do it. This is not the way to bring your presence onto the internet. And I mean, now no one's going to buy from your company. So what were you thinking? Every bit, not all bad press is good press. Just saying, some people say any press is good press. No, not all the time. Not when you're literally causing people to get food poisoning. Again, every bit of the first portion of this podcast was alleged, my personal opinion, and for educational purposes only. We are not getting sued today. No ma'am, no ham, and no turkey. Now on to the number two, second portion of today's video. So there is a influencer on the internet who I personally happen to enjoy, but there is a large portion of the internet who does not like them. We're talking about Trisha Paytas, and before I even begin this portion of the podcast, I do want to bring acknowledgement that she has come out and said that she is non-binary. However, she does represent and she does resonate with the pronouns of she, her, or they, them. So I will be referring to Trisha Paytas as she, her in this podcast. So Trisha Paytas got her start on the internet really by being a troll. What is a troll on the internet, you might ask? This is someone who does things for basically just to get a rile out of you, to get emotion out of you. So they will say very, very shocking things to get a rise out of people, to get clout. And she did that for, I would say, probably first 6 years of her existence on the internet. She would say things like, do dogs have brains? She would talk about being Republican. She would talk about her ideations on homosexuality, etc. And eventually she matured up and grew up and realized that that wasn't a way to be on the internet. And I would say that Trisha Paytas hasn't been a troll since she left her apartment. So if you keep up with Trisha Paytas, then you know that that would be after the Jason Nash breakup. After that, you haven't seen any of the vampire eats my tampons, or, you know, I voted for Donald Trump, or I'm transgender, or anything like that. Has Trisha Paytas made some mistakes, and has Trisha apologized? Yes. In my personal opinion, and the things that, you know, personally offended me, I feel like Trisha has taken accountability for it, and I do feel like Trisha has apologized for the same things over and over from the beginning of her career. Trisha's been apologizing for being a troll even before she stopped being a troll. Let's put it to it that way. However, about a year and a half, maybe a couple years ago, Trisha Paytas had a falling out with Ethan Klein, better known as H3H3. Well, let's start before that. So before that, Trisha Paytas was dating Jason Nash. Jason Nash is a huge internet personality, millions of followers, better known for being part of the Vlog Squad. The Vlog Squad's leader or main personality or creator was David Dobrik. David Dobrik used to date Liza Koshy, and he created the Vlog Squad. And the Vlog Squad has had many people come and go, such as The Gabby Show. She was part of the Vlog Squad at one point. Karina Kopp was part of the Vlog Squad at one point. No longer part of the Vlog Squad. Jeff Wyrick used to be part of the Vlog Squad. No longer part of the Vlog Squad. Jason Nash was and is still currently part of the Vlog Squad. So he and Trisha Paytas dated, I believe, until 2018, something like that, 2018, 2019, until he eventually broke up with Trisha Paytas. And the day he broke up with her, she took some pills with alcohol and ended up being taken to the hospital, where she was so upset because Jason brought David Dobrik to the hospital with him, where she then said, you know, I can't believe you brought him. I just want to die. And they 5150'd her for that statement alone. After that breakup, Trisha, it took her a very long time to actually come out publicly and say, yes, myself and Jason have broken up. She was very emotional in it. And later on down the road, she started to unveil some things about the Vlog Squad, in particularly David Dobrik, and the things that they did and things that she saw while she was around the Vlog Squad. In particularly one night when Jeff and Todd, they are both Vlog Squad members. Well, Jeff no longer, but Todd still is. And they had some girls over. Now, if you are not familiar with Dirty Dom, this is going to include the story of Dirty Dom. And I just want to put a trigger warning in here right now for sexual assault. So if that triggers you in any way or makes you uncomfortable or hurts you and harms you to hear of, please click out of the rest of this podcast. I would not want anyone to get offended or to have their feelings hurt or bring up any type of traumas because I'm doing a podcast. So if it triggers you to talk about sexual assault in any way, please click out of this live. So, there was this one in particular night where it was Trisha Paytas, Jason Nash, David Dobrik, Jeff, Todd, the whole crew, and Dirty Dom. And basically David had this video idea of having these girls go into a bedroom with Dirty Dom and walk out and make it look like they had had a threesome. These girls at the time of this filming were underage, which made Trisha Paytas feel extremely uncomfortable. And all of this is on security cameras. So everything that I'm saying, I'm going to say everything I'm saying is alleged and for entertainment purposes to protect myself from being sued. But everything was showed on the H3 podcast. All of this, there's video surveillance footage of everything I'm about to say. So shortly after the girls arrive at the house, Trisha Paytas and Jason Nash leave after Trisha begging Jason because she felt that something wasn't right, that these girls were underage. And she was right to do so because these girls were underage. And no one has come out and admitted who went and bought the alcohol. It's been said Todd went and bought the alcohol. It's been said Jeff went and bought the alcohol, or Jeff and Todd went together. Regardless, alcohol was purchased. These girls got drunk and they were taken advantage of by Dirty Dom. Fast forward to one of those girls coming on the internet and talking about how that situation has really put a damper on her life, and it's been a hard pill for her to swallow going through all of that. And at the time that they came forward, David Dobrik completely ignored them, made fun of the situation in a vlog and everything else. And Trisha Paytas called out all of their actions and how they act from the beginning. But after Trisha and Jason's breakup, about 6 to 7 months afterwards, she was on a podcast with Ethan Klein, part of H3 Productions, on Frenemies, a podcast that's no longer. And they interviewed Jeff and got a lot of that brought to light. So everything that Trisha said that nobody believed was the truth. Frenemies ends up ending because Ethan was terrible to Trisha. He brought up things that were very traumatic for her that she repeatedly asked him not to. You can say what you want. If you're part of Ethan Klein's little army, then we're not meant to be friends because we are not going to see eye to eye. I think he is a narcissistic pig. I think that he is a bully. And I think that he trend hops like a motherfucker. I think whatever's trending, whether that be whatever's trending at the moment, whether that's Me Too or gay rights or whatever the case, Ethan Klein is a trend hopper in my personal opinion. So when it was no longer popular to like Trisha Paytas, guess who Ethan Klein no longer liked? Trisha Paytas. However, there's just one eensy weensy teeny weeny problem. Trisha Paytas is married to Moses Hochman, who is Ethan Klein's brother-in-law. That's right. Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas married brothers and sisters. Ela Hackman, who is now Ela Klein, is Moses Hackman's sister. Okay? So they didn't end up going to the wedding. Nothing. Well, they end up going on their vacation in December of last year, and in January, Trisha announced that her and Moses were expecting a baby. The internet went crazy where a lot of people, I would say 80% of everyone on the internet, were accusing Trisha of making up her pregnancy. She wasn't pregnant. Even now that she's 8 months pregnant and showing, people are still saying that she's using a basically that someone else is carrying her baby, that she's not actually carrying her baby, even though she's showing, and she shows videos of her child kicking. She takes you to the doctor with her and lets you see ultrasounds. People will do anything to accuse Trisha of lying or try to take down her happiness, and I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Honestly, I feel like you can only hate on someone so much before you become hateful. And you can't say that it's criticism. You can't say, oh, well, I'm just trying to be helpful. You can't say, oh, well, she hurt me, so I'm hurting her back. Two hurts don't make a heel. Just like two wrongs don't make a right, two hurts don't make a heel. So all of that bullshit is for the birds. She is pregnant. She's married. She's happy. She's expecting her baby girl in early September. Just be kind to someone. I read through her comments all of the time, and they're always so hateful. Just so hateful. And that brings us on to the next topic, which is Linda Sue. So if you don't know who Linda Sue is, she is a TikTok personality with almost 1 million followers on her main channel. She's now had to create a backup channel, just like any other large TikToker has to do, that has around, I believe, 5,000 followers. She now follows me, by the way, which makes me so happy. But people, I think a couple of people, maybe more, have been mass reporting her videos. No matter what she reacts to, no matter what she says, they are reporting her videos for things that make no sense, like nudity or harassment or sexual activity, etc. But when you go and watch the video, there is nothing of the sort. And the thing about TikTok is that they do not review any type of reports that come in. So if you say this was on TikTok and you put in a report and you said that I was nude, TikTok would not then go watch this live to make sure I'm not nude. They would just assume that I'm nude and completely ban me from going live. Or if it was a video and you said that I was bullying in that video, they wouldn't even watch the video to confirm that I'm bullying or to make sure I'm bullying. They would just take the video down. And I really agree with what Linda said in her video. Instead of just going off the word of these people, because if you are someone who reports like that, you report on a lot of people. Like this is something that you do for fun and entertainment. Like this is a hobby for you. if you're someone who does this a lot, like if this is not your first time, even if it is your first time reporting someone, TikTok should be watching the videos. But if you are someone who has put in multiple reports, you've reported multiple pages, TikTok needs to review your situation. And if TikTok then watches the video and sees, oh, well, this person wasn't nude at all, it was just a TikTok video, they should then ban that person or suspend that person or do something to that person who's creating those false reports as punishment for them. Why is the person who's just creating the content getting the short end of the stick? That's not right. That's not fair. That's not how it should be. TikTok really needs to work on this, because this happens with all creators, big, small, medium, doesn't matter. Regardless of what type of content they make, whether it's makeup videos, whether it's commentary, whether it's comedy, whether it's, you know, family vlog type stuff, no matter what it is, everybody who gets reported, it's believed. You then have to do exactly like you have to do on YouTube, and you have to go in and file a dispute. And you have to wait for that dispute to come through before your video then goes back up on your channel. That's just not fair. That's not right. And I think it's high time that these social media platforms start to have the back of the creator a little bit. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me for episode number 4 of And So It Goes with Morgan Shay. Remember, next Saturday will be episode 5. That will be the final test episode of the podcast. And after that, you will be able to find it on SoundCloud. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. Until the very next time. Bye.